Oh, hello. Another pre-release will soon be upon us, and with it, a slew of exciting new videos in response to Fate Reforged. But what about you, the viewer? Are you prepared for pre-release? Here at Tolarian Community College, we've broken pre-release prep into 5 easy P-says. So presented for those new to pre-release are the 5 P's of pre-release. That's right, 5, because everyone knows our college is full of P. Wait, what? Is that the line? Wait, let me see. Full of... No, that needs to be cut. We can't say full of... Yeah, no, I know what you meant, but it's not debatable. Cut the entire intro if you have to. I don't care, but we're not going to air... Let's start by building a pre-release deck together. I've got here a pre-release kit fresh off the midnight pre-release of our local game store. Let's open these packs together, and then I want you to tell me what kind of deck we should build. What colors should we be in and why? As I go through the cards, I'm going to be going over the 5 P's of pre-release. But first, let's start with pre-release prep part prologue. Let's talk seeded packs. Right, so, wow. Right off the bat, I have a major bomb in Kolaghan. I also have a seeded pack of support for my colors, in this case Mardu, so I'm going to have excellent mana fixing available, as well as a host of cards in these colors. This is essentially why I don't like seeded booster packs. They are taking away the task of decision making from me, the player. I pick the color I want to play, and the seeded pack gives me a major boost in that direction, also giving me proper mana fixing and a real good shot at getting something like the promo I ended up with. I feel that seeded packs underestimate new and returning players. I think that a 6th booster pack would still allow any player, new or old, to examine their cards or just pick out a color that interests them and put a deck together. Deck building is getting pushed to the side in this game, but it is so much of this game. I always advocate buying 6 packs to build your own deck to play against a friend with, instead of 2 pre-made event decks, or intro decks, or duel decks, because that allows you to actually build your own deck. Magic is not just about playing decks, but building decks. That being said, I want to put a challenge to all of you. Before you just say Mardu based solely on the fact we cracked the dragon, I want you to imagine that this dragon was not in our pool. As you make your choice, pretend we did not get Kolaghan. Would you still choose Mardu? Why? So often players open one big bomb and assume they must play that color or colors, but what if you never, ever draw that bomb? Your deck must have other answers. It must have other ways to win. If you imagine that we don't have the dragon to choose from, what color are we still best positioned for? You tell me. Let's continue. Pre-release prep part 1, pre-register. If you are able to do so, pre-register for your pre-release event. Now, obviously, this is going to vary from person to person and store to store, but it is always better for everyone involved if you pre-register instead of just showing up at the door at pre-release. First of all, sometimes pre-releases can sell out, or at the very least run out of kits in the color or colors you want to play. So ensure your seat by pre-registering. Also, some stores offer discounts for registering in advance. Every dollar you save is another dollar you can justify spending on Magic. Pre-release prep part 2, Peruse. Players planning to peruse for pre-release often see a rise in their proficiency. So yes, I am telling you to study. This can take the form of simply reading through the spoiled cards and familiarizing yourself with the mechanics, or by reading, watching, or listening to what other players have to say. Here at the college, you can watch our video on why pre-release is indeed worth it, or just study up on Sealed, the type of Magic you will be playing at pre-release, by viewing our introductory videos here and here. For more advanced studies, there is of course the famous Limited Resources podcast hosted by Marshall Sutcliffe and Luis Scott Vargas. Every card you will encounter is gone over in an intelligent, educated manner and graded accordingly. This is the MTG equivalent of listening to Stephen Hawking and Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about what's going to be on next week's science exam. Pre-release prep part 3. Polish. Polish your skills before pre-release. This is especially true if you are new. Remember that there are other humans on the other side of that table playing too, and paying too, for this event. If you are a very, very new player who still has a hard time with the fundamentals of the game, things like just casting spells, declaring blockers, doing so in a reasonable amount of time and in the right order, then you need to polish your skills. How do you do this? Play. Play before pre-release. Haven't got anyone to play with? Play Duels of the Planeswalkers at least. Play, practice games against yourself, watch gameplay online, play. And if you're an experienced player, then you need to polish too. Polish your teaching skills. Pre-release is where pro and casual come together, where new and old players sit across from one another. If you're an experienced player, then polish your skills at patience, kindness, and polite help when needed. Pre-release prep part 4, plan. Pre-release is a long event. Your local game store might only sell candy and snacks, if it even sells that. You don't want to feel weak and woozy 4 hours into pre-release. Pack a lunch the night before, something that isn't too messy, but will sustain and nurture your mind and body. Make a simple sandwich. Bring a bottle of water and a cup of fruit, and of course, napkins. Wash your hands. Pre-release prep part 5, play. All you need to play at pre-release is your pre-release kit. Land is provided by your local game store. If they ask for it back, please remember to give it to them. Pre-release kits come with a spin-down counter so that you can keep track of your life total. It is your responsibility to keep track of your life total, and asking your opponent to just keep track of both, or even worse, just quietly assuming that he or she will, is simply not good gameplay. Believe it or not, it actually improves your ability to play this game if you know what your life is at. Ideally, you should be keeping track of your opponent's life as well. Spin down dies like this are an easy answer, but I really prefer pen and paper, because if your arm happens to brush against pen and paper, it does not lose track of the life totals like a spin down die does. Finally, remember that pre-release is not the pro tour. Play and have fun. Learn the game, learn the cards, meet new friends. I hope to see you out there. All right, you tell me which color or colors we should build from this pool. Here's the colors sorted by mana cost. Let's take a look at the cards and colors. Take a look, evaluate, and let me know in the comments which deck would be the best build. And if possible, say why. Remember that a lot of people may be reading your comment to try and understand why you picked the color or colors you did from the pool we were given. On Tuesday, I'll post a build based upon what the majority of you want me to build. Having fun at pre-release this weekend? Remember, you can't play pre-release at Target or Walmart, so if you are buying dual decks, booster packs, clash packs, see if you can spend that money where you spend your time playing Magic, and that's at your local game store. You're supporting your Magic community. Bonus P, podcast, so much P here.
Yeah.
Now, there is one major advantage, and I respect you greatly, Wedge.
Oh,
but
here we go.
there is one major advantage to Pongify that you have overlooked.
Uh-oh.
And that is the fact that Pongify has a monkey on it. In fact, I think Fate Reforged is going to fail miserably because of the lack of monkeys,
there's no monkeys
in it. At least we had the hooting
Hooded
mandrills.
Mandrills.
You know, and how is my monkey commander deck supposed to do anything with these cards? It's
With all those ape legends.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, but...